Okay, this is the second video for Dante and CL5 patching. This is what I was talking about. So back here we have Snake 1. Snake 1 is channels 1 through 16. And what's a little bit different of how we're doing it now is that the instruments and things can go in any one of these ports. But we know that when on the other end of this snake, we know that whatever's plugged into Rio port 1 is going to be kick. So whether kick is in 12 or 10 or 9, wherever it's patched here, it doesn't matter. We just need to make sure that if it's patched into 12 here on the other end of the snake, we're going to take 12 and we're going to put that in Rio port number 1, and that's going to be our kick. And what this does is it gives us flexibility back here. So we don't have to, like if the drums are currently over here, if they get moved over to the other side of the stage, we don't have to run a long XLR all the way back over here. We can literally plug it into whatever we want on snake number 2 that's right over there, and just make sure if it's in snake number 2 and it's number 5 on the snake, then I go in the back and I go to snake number 2 and I find number 5 and I put it in Rio port number 1, and that is my kick. So it allows me to, all my patching changes, literally all I put in wherever I need here, and then I patch them in the back, so I can physically see where everything is being patched. It's a little bit different way of thinking, but it makes a lot of sense for just making sure that everything is where it needs to be. The other thing to consider is going to be our in-ear monitors. So these packs, we know that this one is physically in a certain output here, and it doesn't, once again, it doesn't really matter. We just need to make sure that if we put it in C, you know, A and B or C and D, since we're doing stereo, that those go into the correct ports on the Rio. So this stops us from having to patch on the CL5, stops us from having to go into Dante controller and change things around. It makes it so that way there's not any syncing that has to happen. Literally, it's physically just moving the ports in the Rio depending on where instruments and things are patched physically on the stage.